Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, guys, definitely check out the other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, as well as the near future, and then we'll clear that and get into your person's energy and your energy. So thank you if you're returning, and if you're new, I hope you'll stay. I do personal readings. That information is in the description box below. All right, guys, let's get started. This is for Sag. So we've got in the recent past the Five of Cups with the Chariot card and the Five of Pentacles. Wow. And then in the current energy, we have the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. In the near future, we have the Hangman in reverse, the Knight of Cups, and then the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the overall energy for this time frame, or whenever you click into the reading, is the Two of Wands in reverse. So it's kind of a sense of where are things actually going? So you may be questioning yourself. There could just be kind of not a cloud necessarily, but kind of a mist, if you will, about what the future holds. There's times when we feel really confident that we know what's coming or how we can create what we want to. And there's other times where I think we just kind of take a step back and have to realize that things will work out. They don't always look exactly the way that we had hoped. But in this case, I feel like it's a sense of you just need to trust that things are going to unfold in the way that they're meant to. Now, this could also be a close to a cycle. I'm noticing when I kind of take a peek at the rest of the cards that it looks like either you've walked away from something or somebody has been removed from your life. And this could have been a situation where you thought that there was a future there. And now you're realizing that there isn't. It doesn't matter what type of relationship. It could have been romantic. It could also be family, friends, things like that, where there was I want to say obvious, but it's not obvious. It's almost as if it was kind of surprising. Like, you didn't expect it. Maybe a part of you did, but you didn't really expect that this would be leaving your life, is what I sense. We'll see. Let's get into your recent past. So there is the Five of Cups, which is sadness. Now, the Chariot in reverse and the Five of Pentacles tells me that it was a difficult choice. The way that the cards are placed, it's like a part of you didn't want to walk away, and the other part of you felt a little bit like, well, I'm always the one who feels kind of left myself, so having to walk away completely may be hard for me, but I'd rather walk away than feel the way that I do within either the relationship, and it feels a lot like friendship as well, so that could be for some of you. So the focus may be right now on a little bit of sadness, not recognizing that there are still either other people, other things in your life that are still going well, but this particular situation had to come to its end. So do I say it's crying over spilt milk? That's kind of feels harsh in this moment, but it could be just an emphasis on that for the next period of time from when you watch this, the next 10 days, next month or so, where you just feel like you have to grieve something that you weren't 100% sure you wanted to leave, and where you felt a bit like, almost like it was easy for that person to withdraw their energy. So that may be for some of you. We'll get some clarifiers for that in just a few moments. All right, so the current energy, we have the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and then the Nine of Pentacles. Kind of interesting. So this feels like an energy, possibly it could be you, who's really feeling it necessary to speak up, say something that you have to say. This could also be somebody else coming towards you. So if you're closing out this one particular relationship, it feels like there's something else that wants to come in towards you. You could have already met this person. Now, they start out as a knight and then they become a king. So it's like they come in and they speak about how they feel. This is how I feel they see you, is the Nine of Pentacles. Very stable, earthy, probably very grounded, and they enjoy, I feel like they enjoy having a conversation with you. So if this is somebody from the past, they may be returning and saying, hey, listen, I really want to talk about this. The King of Swords is someone with a great deal of integrity, but something was a little bit off in the past. So I get a sense that somebody wants to clear that up. They realize that the way that you're looking is kind of like, well, unless you clear this up for me, I'm not sure that I really want to engage with you. So the King of Swords could be your energy as well in response to this person. It could be just saying, look, this is how I feel. Accept it or don't accept it. I'm going to maintain my stability, my life, and keep going on about my business. So if you want to speak up, cool. We'll see if we can have that conversation. All right, so we'll clarify that in just a moment as well. Now, in the near future, we have the Hangman in reverse with the Knight of Cups and then the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So coming out of a place, maybe you felt stuck in that relationship. And there's a part of you that kind of wanted to walk away from that. Maybe you feel like you need to offer your love in other places if this particular situation didn't work out. I know your last couple of readings, they don't always have to blend together, but there's somebody that's been hot on your trail. And I sense that energy again. It's like this is someone who loves quite a bit and they still want to express it. So if you haven't met this person yet, and we had discussed it a couple weeks ago, then it could be coming sooner now for you. For those of you who met this person, I feel like they just want to keep the lines of communication open. It does feel like there's a door that needs to be closed from the past. So if you're still having some emotional ups and downs about something you had dealt with, we talk about this a lot. It's releasing that energy, but I feel like it was something you weren't quite ready to release from your life. Now, this other energy, I feel a sense of like it helps get you out of that place if you were feeling a little bit stuck, and remind you of what it's like to have somebody who actually gives as much as you do. Now, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it doesn't mean that they aren't necessarily balanced or that you aren't balanced. It's actually the opposite. If you look at the card, he's giving to other people. So it's a need for the balance. In reverse, I'd say this is somebody who actually does give as much as you do. So it takes you out of a place of feeling a little bit stuck. I don't sense anything from work just yet, but we might pick something up. That's just what I'm getting right now. All right. So let's clarify the Five of Cups with the Chariot in reverse. It does feel like a sense of having difficulty walking away from someone or something. You may have had to walk away from a job and it was difficult for you to do so. I can feel that. Like there was a teetering back and forth where you couldn't make a decision, and it may have made you sad to have to leave, but at some point that change had to happen. So let's see what the cards say for the Five of Cups and the Chariot in reverse. All right, that feels right. So we have the Four of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of movement, a lot of quickness. The Knight of Pentacles. So it doesn't have to be a person. It can just be an energy of something more stable coming into your life, which is what I sense. Now, in the recent past, could you have been dealing with a long-term relationship? Yes, that you finally had to make a decision about and decide, hey, this is possibly family too, that you had to walk away from because there wasn't stability. Now, that's the sadness I pick up on, and it was very difficult to do so. With the Queen of Swords, you may not have felt like you could speak up and say exactly how you felt. Sometimes we have a fear of speaking our minds before we go through the process. Not everybody is like this, but a lot of times empaths are, because we fear losing someone. So we don't really want to speak up. But then when we realize we can't take the toxicity of a relationship or something difficult, even a job, we get to that point where we realize we have to speak up, speak our truth, and be able to walk away without any regrets. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So I get the sense that as soon as you do, there's going to be a lot of movement. With the Eight of Wands, that could be a lot of communication. There could have been between the two of you trying to make a decision about how this is going to work, or you were just being very clear once you do speak up about how you feel with what was going on between you. All right, so let's look at the Chariot with the Five of Pentacles. Chariot in reverse. shuffle really quickly. This is for Sagittarius. So we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so it was quite a burden. 10 of Wands, and then we have the Sun in reverse. And then we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So very much a situation where two people couldn't quite see eye to eye about how things were going. So I sense family very much. Again, like I said, it could be a relationship. So it was difficult to make this decision, but two people are not seeing eye to eye with the Two of Cups at all. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Wands and then the Sun in reverse. It's been a burden for a long time. If you've lost passion for something, including a job, and it's just not making you happy anymore, that can be as stressful as having to walk away from something. Even if we don't know what's coming with the Two of Wands in reverse for your overall energy, there is an indication that things are going to be okay with the King of Pentacles. So if there's some kind of a feeling of, I need to close this door on this particular source of income, let's say, things will turn out okay with the King of Pentacles. That's all about stable energy. So although you may question what the future is going to look like, I do feel that things are going to show up that you may not expect, whether it be that somebody else is there to help you, or you just feeling okay because you've been good with money and you know the right thing's going to come to you, that the burdens of this have been too much. The unhappiness has lasted too long, and it's time to walk away. No matter how much it upsets other people, you have to do what's best for you, clearly. And not everybody's good at doing that, right? Especially if you have an empathic nature. It's hard to leave someone in the past, even if they've hurt us. So I feel like you're going to do that, and you find stability very quickly. And then things start to transform. So if there was a bit of a tough time, this helps you get through the rest of this transformation. We're always going through this. So when you see the readings, a lot of times you're going to hear the same things, very much about transformation. It's not all at the same time, but in this case, it's really going to change something about what's going on in your life currently. And I do feel like it is for the better. It's like sometimes the death of the ego. Small parts of us, and all of us have egos. So it could just be a small death of the ego. Like if you had a great job title and you didn't want to walk away from that, but your happiness now is more important to you than either how much money that paid, or if it's giving up on something that just didn't seem to be working out, job or relationship, then we release it and we shift and we're like, okay, this actually makes sense. I understand why I had to go through this in order to move forward. It's actually going to create more stability in my life. All right. Excuse me. So let's look at the King of Swords with the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is two different energies. It could be one that's gone from the Knight of Swords to the King of Swords, but I sense that it's a combination of someone and yourself. And I feel like you probably have, at this point, an easier time standing your ground. It could be somebody who has been a little sharp with their words as well, if you're dealing with either a boss or somebody that you work with. I don't know why I'm picking this up, but it could have been somebody who's just not very pleasant and has a tendency to kind of cut deep when they speak to you. It could also be the person that you were dealing with. Do I think somebody's sorry for their actions? Yes. So that's part of why I think the Knight of Swords is showing up. It's coming in to try to balance things out. And then we have the Hierophant with the Moon in reverse and the King of Pentacles. So it's releasing fears around being unstable. And the Six of Cups in reverse, where it's kind of a fear of not knowing, like I said, what's coming. But this is, the Moon is saying to have faith along with the Hierophant side by side. Try to understand that you are being looked out for. You're always protected, and things will work out. I know that's easier said than done, but in this case, it's really important that you understand, no matter what you're releasing in your life, that on the other end of that, there will be something better. Even if there's been a long span between, let's say, releasing an old partner, if it's been years for you, and then coming to a place where you finally are ready and open, and that person shows up. Now, like I said, there's a little bit of a fear here about feeling unstable. So that could be with the job, like afraid to walk away or feeling that right now because you did decide to do so. But the Hierophant card for me in this particular situation is saying just have faith. Trust that there is a bigger plan and that you're going to find exactly what you need at the time that you need it. All right. Now, they just said something I heard about really taking the initiative with applying, that it's going to be, I just heard it's going to be unexpected and it's just going to pop up. You're going to have a feeling like I need to go to my laptop and look at something, and boom, something's going to pop up. You're going to apply and it's going to fall right into place. All right, so let's look at the Knight of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles, and that's what's going to create that feeling of independence again. If you were leaving a relationship where maybe you had combined finances or something of that sort, this tells me that you're going to find your way through it. That the fear may still be there, but the independence is coming again. So you will be okay there as well. All right. Let's look at the Knight of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles. So we have the Five of Cups. And yes, it can create a little bit of stress and sadness. The Ace of Wands. And then we have the Devil in reverse. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So you could be feeling very vulnerable right now. That does tend to put people in a vulnerable position, right? Even though we know it's the best thing that we can do for ourselves, it can feel unstable at the moment. Now, the Five of Cups, sure. Is there sadness around what had happened? Absolutely. The Ace of Wands, just an indication that you're needing to work on getting that passion back so that you can push forward. So if it's just a rough couple of weeks or a month or two until you get back to that place, you're releasing some of this toxic energy. Maybe it's toxic people. Codependent relationships are a big one that are coming up. And not wanting to be in a situation where maybe you were goaded a lot. And, you know, this is Capricorn's card. So you could have been scapegoated a lot at your work or with a family member. If you have a narcissistic family member, they have a tendency to triangulate people, and sometimes they'll use you as the scapegoat if you're the empath. So you could be getting rid of that kind of energy around you and not letting it in any longer. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Capricorn, Libra, Sag, Aquarius, and I just heard Pisces. All right, so let's look at the Hangman in reverse with the Knight of Cups. That felt good. Look at that. So we have the Ten of Cups. That's what you have to look forward to. The Magician in reverse and the Two of Swords. Once you make that decision, and again, the vulnerability is on the bottom of the deck. So they're wanting to emphasize that it's okay to feel vulnerable while you're making these changes and you're coming out of that place of feeling stuck. So having walked away, opening yourself up, little bit of fear, finding your independence again, or finding a new position, coming out of a place of being stuck, and then you move towards what feels good again. The Knight of Cups is about love, yes, but it's also what just feels good. And that's when the Ten of Cups comes in. It's the manifestations that have already happened and releasing of anybody who was either toxic or manipulative in your life. Once you make that choice, this is the other end of that. And it does feel much better. It takes time, of course, to process, especially if it's somebody that's been in your life for a very long time or a job you've been with for a very long time. But you will see, the cards are trying to tell you that there is a light at the end of that tunnel, or the rainbow that's coming at the end of that situation. All right, so the Knight of Cups with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I do sense that there's going to be more of a balance in both work and love life coming up. For some of you, it could be one or the other seems to be a little bit more balanced. I don't know. I just get a sense that you guys are going to be feeling a really big shift. So then we have the Two of Wands in reverse again. So that's clarifying your Two of Wands here. That sense of I don't quite know what it's going to look like in the future, but I'm trying to have faith. The Ace of Cups. And look at that. See, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups. It doesn't get any better than that within your near future. With the Page of Cups in reverse, you could be a little bit I don't want to say shy, but holding back a tad, not wanting to expose, that vulnerability that there is. There could also be some wounds that need to be healed. I talk about that a lot with the pages, and they could be emotional wounds that need to be worked on from whatever happened in this relationship or situation. So even though you can't see what's coming, and maybe there's a sense of, I don't know if I'm ever going to feel love again, not the same way, or am I really ready to open up to that? Because we had discussed in the last couple readings that there was somebody that really does want you. And if that person, for some of you, disappointed you, you may be closed down a bit now, but there is something really beautiful coming. So the Wheel of Fortune says things are going to turn in your favor. So, like I said, they keep bringing up, go to your laptop at that moment you feel it. If you're waiting for another position, know that this decision was truly the best one you could make for yourself, so that you could close out that one cycle and let another one begin. The Wheel of Fortune could also mean, yes, unexpected monies, things of that sort. If you're a gambler, maybe you win a couple of bucks with a lottery ticket. I just saw gambling. So for those of you who like slot machines, you may have some luck over the next couple of weeks, maybe the next month. All right, let's go ahead and clear this, and we'll get into your person's energy. Excuse me for a moment. All right. Let's get the other cards. So this is for Sagittarius and their person. So your person's energy is the Page of Cups in reverse with the Five of Cups. So somebody's really sad. The High Priestess in reverse and the Five of Swords. Now your energy is the Six of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Two of Swords with the Eight of Wands. The overall energy right now is the Three of Wands. So somebody's a little bit tired of waiting. And I'm seeing the King of Swords on the top, or on the bottom, I should say, of the deck that's flipped over, which is telling me that it's like, what's the saying? It's coming to me, but there's two different ones coming to me. It's put up or shut up. I don't know who said that to somebody recently, but maybe one of you did. So your person's energy, they just are not doing well emotionally. They're sad. There's a little bit of depression I'm picking up on. This is somebody who doesn't understand the process of dealing with their intuition, or they just aren't good at it. Now, the Five of Swords in this particular position makes me feel like they have a lot of internal conflict. So you're dealing with somebody that I don't know that it could be, of course, they're upset about you. They want you back in their life, but they're so torn, and that's probably why you had to walk away if you were the one that did so, because they've got a lot of stuff that they need to work on, and that's on them to do so. So your energy is the Six of Cups with the Hierophant in reverse with the Two of Swords and then the Eight of Wands. Now, to me, this says this is a decision. If this is somebody from the past, then you're going to have to make a choice about whether you want to move towards them again. If this is someone who loves you a lot but is really sad about the split, and that's what I feel, then you've got a tough decision to make. The Hierophant in reverse could say maybe you're not ready for something long-term, and this person is, and that's why they're sad. I do feel like at some point you're going to have a conversation with them. So the communication will open up at some point so that you two can chat about how you're feeling if you're willing to. And that's where you speak up with clarity and integrity. Now, we talked about this in a different perspective in the main reading, but in this case, I'd say you feel comfortable saying how you feel. All right, so let's look at the Romance Angels. This is for Sagittarius. So we have You Deserve Love, Soulmate, Make the Effort, and Give Your Relationship a Chance, and then Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And I do feel like that's your energy. Now, if this is flipped and it's the other person and you're the one that's sad, then it seems like somebody is coming back. It feels more like that than it does someone who's currently in your life. If it is somebody who's currently in your life, I'd say they are having difficulty getting over something that happened to them in the past. You deserve love. You are lovable. Of course you are. And then we have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take, and give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So if you're not in a position yet where you feel like moving forward, or you're waiting for that person, then I'd say it's coming with the Eight of Wands, and it's going to come in fast. All right, so let's look at the Lover's Oracle for you. This is for Sagittarius, please. The Lover's Oracle. Oh, I said that. All right, let's see what's on your person's mind or yours. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. And then we have surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Yeah, that's a lot of what this is talking about, this reading. And last but not least, we have, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. All right, that was pretty. Let's get some last messages for you from Spirit with the wisdom of the Oracle. This is for Sagittarius. Okay. So we have To the Sea. I feel like that's a going with the flow. And then new life, exchanging gifts, flexible, perfect, and round and round. So you may have felt that way. It could have felt like it was a never-ending cycle. The round and round card is absolutely beautiful. And then look at that. Right behind it is blessed. So you could be in a place where there's some things you feel so incredibly, which a lot of us do, are grateful for, but there's a tough time going on and you just want that cycle to come to an end. Now, To the Sea, I feel like this is kind of going with the flow. Sevens are, to me, like a God's number, whatever you believe in. Whoever's looking over you, it feels like they want you to pay attention. See how there's a person's face up at the top of that? It's like, I've got you through the ups and the downs. And then we have new life. That's a 39, which reduces to a 12, and that's a 3. So to me, that's all about balance in your mind, body, and soul. You could be getting to a place, maybe not quite yet, but you're getting there. And things are going to start feeling renewed and refreshed. And then we have exchanging gifts. This reduces to a 9. So ending and new beginnings. We're always giving each other gifts in our relationships, whether we recognize them or not. They may not feel like it at the time, but then we realize later, wow, that was really a profound thing for me to learn from that relationship. So in a sense, it really is a gift to you. It's a gift to the growth of your soul. And then we have flexible. That is 19 and reduces to a 10. So it's all about these new beginnings that Spirit wants you to be focused on, for those of you that this resonated for. So thank you guys so much. I hope that helped. I hope it resonated for some of you. Thank you again for all of your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I do personals, like I said in the beginning. If you'd like that, it's in the description box below. I hope you have a beautiful 10 days and beyond, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.